I love ActiveCampaign. Not because of their product, which frankly it could do with some work, but because of their incredible customer support. Today I'm looking at a brand marketing email from them with Amanda Natividad, who is the head of marketing at Growth Machine. Now the email shows that not every communication needs to lead to a conversion. Actually, emphasizing value props for existing customers is valuable in creating higher LTV customers in itself. Are you ready? Let's go! All right, so today we're talking about this email from ActiveCampaign, which I'm about to share on my screen. Can you see it, Amanda?
Yes.
Oh, 2 seconds. I said I said that, and then Siri popped up and chatted in my ear, so I couldn't hear you, but I assume you can see it.
Yes.
Cool. Have you used ActiveCampaign ever?
So I have not used it, but
Yeah.
they're an email service provider, right?
That's right. So this is interesting to me, and I think it's a kind of a good talking point. So I actually do use ActiveCampaign quite heavily. I had an experience where a sales guy from Ireland who just moved to Chicago called me up, and he was calling me on his first day, cold calling, totally out of the blue. And he was like, "Do you want to look at ActiveCampaign?" And I was like, "You know what? I'm in the market. I'll buy it." And so we took a demo. He walked me through it, and I bought it, and I gave him his first sale, and I was like, I loved it. But they have the most active hands-on customer success team that I've ever encountered. I went through 4 or 5 meetings with them after I bought like actual one-on-ones, and they're incredible. And so when this came into my inbox, I was like, guys, I already know about this. Like, you guys are great at customer success. But yeah, email automation effectively is what they're into. I
Yeah.
The reason I chose this is because when it comes to pain points, which we talk about a lot, there's obvious ones like, hey, how do I send emails to all my customers? That's a pain point. But then there's stuff that lies beneath the surface that you don't get through customer interviews, stuff that's really, really hard to articulate for an individual. And I think that this is one of these examples, because finding a very supportive customer success team in email automation platforms is tough. I've never spoken to anyone at MailChimp. And yeah, I've used them for years as well. And so I really love that they've made this a thing.
Yeah, I agree. I feel similarly. I mean, I haven't used ActiveCampaign, but I really love that they're, essentially doubling down on customer success here because yeah, so few email service providers I think have good customer service. I've used I think prior to joining Growth Machine, I used Braze for email.
I've never
Um,
heard of that.
and it's kind of complicated. I mean, Braze is a very powerful tool. There's a lot you can do with it. I think you can manage email and you can manage SMS in it, which I didn't learn how to do. But their customer support was really difficult, or it was not very accessible. Like if you had a problem with your email, so one little quirk, I don't want to stay on this too long, but one little quirk was if the logic of your email wasn't accurate, like let's say you had a high first name slug, and
Yeah.
if you didn't have names, um, it didn't have a fallback. It
Oh
just
no.
wouldn't send the email.
Oh my
And it would
gosh.
basically just be like the data is wrong, we can't send it. And that sucks. And then when that happens, and if you don't know what's going on, you kind of just file a ticket and you hope someone sees it in time, which they don't. Right?
Yeah.
'Cause I mean, well, often when you're sending an email, you're not scheduling an email to go out in 2 weeks. Like usually you're scheduling it the day before, maybe
Yeah.
2 days before. Um, but now at Growth Machine, we use ConvertKit, which I really
Hmm.
like. But my little gripe with it is that if you do get stuck, it is kind of difficult to seek help. Like I've found
Yeah.
that if I just research and Google things, I'll find other people's YouTube videos who don't, other people who don't work at ConvertKit to figure out functionality. So I just really love that ActiveCampaign is doing this to highlight their benefit of customer service when in a competitive landscape where not a lot of people are focusing on it.
It's so important. And it's
Mhm.
I mean, most people don't want to send email. They don't want to set up email campaigns. We do it because it gives us better distribution, most of the time, if we're honest, really. But I hate sending email campaigns, because it just always feels like an afterthought for me. But having somebody really go, hey, I'll help you through all of this stuff, and we can jump on a call. I mean, they zoomed me a bunch of times, or I think it was Zoom, I can't remember, but I spoke to a person face to face, even though they're in a totally different country, and they would continually recommend other people to me. I just think it's a pain point that nobody's ever really explored as deeply as ActiveCampaign seem to be interested in doing. Um, and I just love that about this. The email
Yeah.
itself is kind of like, is pretty basic, but I just love, for example, that headline. They're committed to my success, and they're going to guarantee it with this customer success commitment. That's a pretty strong statement.
Yeah. Is this part of their onboarding sequence, or was this a
No,
separate email you got at some
No,
point?
so this one was a totally separate email. So
Oh,
they announced this thing in January of this year. Their onboarding is actually really personal. I don't know whether they do it personally or whether it's just a really effective automation.
yeah.
But it feels like an individual is talking to you,
Yeah.
and you speak to the same person throughout your onboarding,
Mhm.
customer success thing. Um, it's definitely, I've used other email tools, and it is the best in terms of customer support by far. And they should really make more of it. One thing I don't get about ActiveCampaign, even as a power user, um, I've never thought of myself as a power user before I thought about this email, but they're obsessed with this thing, customer experience automation. Now, I would say this. This is a criticism I have. I have literally no idea what that actually means. I
Mhm.
don't. What does customer experience, or people experience things for themselves, whether I like it or not? Like, they're just going to go and do it. Um, I can't control how they experience the world, really. I don't understand what it is, and I would love for them to go into some detail about that.
Yeah. That is interesting. I don't know. I think like as a marketing person, that makes me just think that they are eventually going to expand beyond email. And so they
Yes.
see themselves like, we're not an email provider. We provide customer experiences. And maybe it'll be
Yeah.
SMS or other channels.
So they
But
do
for
the
this purpose,
SMS.
they do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I still don't see it. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know what that even.
Yeah.
That's marketing automation. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
just
I know
call
what
it
you
what it
mean.
is.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Sorry,
want to
you go for it.
Oh yeah, I also wanted to just add on this email, I just really like that it is very clear what this email is. It's very clear what they're telling you, and it's clear that they want you to click to learn more, but
Yeah.
you also don't have to. Like if you're opening this email, you're already a customer and you're thinking, "Oh, great, I do love their customer experience or their customer success. This is great." And like, "Cool, 14 points of excellence, value, service, trust. Great." And you could feel like that's all I need to know, fine. But when you do click through in this email,
Mm.
you get to see the other what is it, 11 other promises
Yeah.
that are all pretty distinctly different and are also just really thoughtful. So I like that they've made this such that it could stand on its own, but also if you do choose to learn more, you do get a lot more out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I really like that. I hadn't thought about it myself. I think that's really key. Like, people are busy. They probably know how
Yeah.
busy people are in terms of inboxes as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, being able to say, there you go, that's what you need to know. If you want to learn more, you can. That makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to say about this?
um no, I think that's it.
It's a good email. It's
It
simple,
is.
it's straightforward. Although ActiveCampaign, I have no idea what you mean by customer experience automation. And frankly, it makes me feel a little bit weird.
Maybe that'll be a follow-up email.
That'd be good to know. All right, cool. Thanks, Amanda.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. So, hey, I hope you enjoyed that teardown. We're going to do more of these in the future. So I want you to do this. I don't want you to subscribe on YouTube. Frankly, I want you to subscribe to the Positive Human newsletter. Now, this is a collection of the best B2B SaaS resources that I found on the internet. I add original commentary where it's relevant, and also add in these original teardowns too. It comes out twice a month, and it's free. So you go to positivehuman.co. I'll put the link in the description, and you just enter your email address and sign up. And you can access the library of resources there. It's searchable in real time. All right. See you again soon. Bye.